He was born on a Saturday, April 28th, 1973 at 1:10 a.m.
So when he got home, it was funny because he was the one like to wake up at night and cry a lot at night. And I used to actually just get him and lay him on my chest. And he would actually go to sleep just laying on my chest.
The time I remember the most about him is that as a child, he was very intuitive.
I think they used to love to bring lizards in the house and all that kind of stuff. They thought, that they were invincible. They could pick up anything since they was bigger than it.
And with a lizard, it was just a thrill in catching them and killing them.
So my main experiences with him growing up, especially with summertime, we had good times during the summer because we were boys, all boys. We were outside playing, catching lizards, feeding stray cats, the lizards that we caught. It was just, he did that to my pet lizards that I caught.
Craig and I were close in age. We did everything together. That's just how, we were raised. Wherever mom was, dad was, we were there. So our childhood, we were each other's best friends. I don't think we knew outside friends until we got into high school. If he was doing something crazy, I was right alongside of him, and I would get in trouble because I was supposed to be the one to say, no, we don't do that.
One good story. No, that's not a good story. Ooh, trying to think of one I could tell that's not too bad. We was mischievous.
The craziest thing I think we did as youngsters when we decided we were going to China. We were moving out of the house together, and we were gonna dig our way to China. And we went in the backyard, got a couple of shovels, and we dug a hole that had to be 4 to 5 feet deep. I don't know how we did it. Maybe not that, it seemed that much. We were little. And my dad came home one evening, and we were already in bed. And all we heard was, "Get up now." And he had us outside in the middle of the night, refilling that hole.
He used to always walk around the house pretending that he could sing a hymn, which he couldn't do.
His favorite song that he liked to sing is "Jesus, keep me near the cross." And he'll walk through the house singing with the gospel and praising him. Not mind you now, it wasn't the best of sound, but it was singing it as unto the Lord.
He would sing, "Jesus, keep me near the cross" with everything he had. Problem is that he didn't have the ability to hear music.
He had a Commodore computer, and he started this club with his cousin and his sister, and he was the officer.
We created summer camps in school. We kept little clubs that we would run, and Craig always was the leader. I was the creative. He was always the leader. My cousin Stephanie, she would be the administrator. Whether it was our medical science club, our computer club, whether we were playing church, it didn't matter. This kid could lead. I mean, at 9 years old, 10 years old, he was telling us what to do. He was telling us how to handle the fake money that we were receiving. And I'm looking at him now and I'm like, you've been this person your whole life. And as I, grew up and I started having children, I realized something that I learned from him, that you don't create leaders.
It was funny because my mother had told us a long time ago when he was a kid, she said, he's going to be a preacher.
I remember he woke up one morning and he was telling my mom that he had a dream or something. And he was called to preach.
And I said, pray a little bit and then figure out, is that what you want to do? But at the end, I asked him to go and speak with his pastor at that time, Reverend Moses D. Holmes Sr.
And Reverend Holmes told him, go home, pray about it. And if you still have that call and that itching that you say you have, then come back and see me. And that's what he did.
At first, I was very excited and enthusiastic about the fact that he was called to preach.
I was feeling at the time as a father that he was missing something that the world might have to offer him. I understand on the spiritual side of everything, but I thought as a young boy, he needed to learn. I want him to be able to see actually what this world is actually going on outside the household.
And I would say to me, not fear, but concern, because you know the road was going to not just be difficult, but it tends to attract all kinds of people with different agendas and different purposes. So as a mom, I knew just to cover him in prayer.
There was just this dynamic shift, a complete 180, where everything became about the Word and the Bible.
And Reverend Holmes set up a date for his trial sermon.
His first sermon was, "I will stand for the Lord." And the church was packed, and it was a time where he showed his calling.
For me, hearing him preach for the very first time, I knew it was a calling then.
When other kids wanted to go hang out and play sports, and not Craig. Yeah, from that moment on, it was powerful.
So him getting ready for preaching engagements, things like that, I would get in the car and I would mess with him driving to the services. I'm King James Version Bible, so I used to go speaking the Old English to him, like, "Wherefore dost thou goeth? Dost thou heareth what I saith?" All the way to the church service, and he would be furious for I have to go preach.
That sermon was such a revelation, and then when he preached it, it was powerful, and it was relevant, and also it showed that he was indeed called to preach the Word of God.
Then he got married and had CJ. Oh man, the pride of his life. I mean, loved him.
I can remember the day that CJ was born and him holding him in his hand.
Watching him as a father now makes me very proud to see what he's doing and how he has developed as a young black man.
I saw him grow as a father and realize the responsibility of being a father, and how you have to make sure that everything that child need is there as humanly possible.
There are no limits for his kids. There is no is not an option. No is not an option. He makes that very evident. It goes back to his generosity. He wants the best for everybody that he comes into contact with.
I learned how to be a better father watching him, seeing how he loved his children and love on them.
You see him doing things like allowing Charlie to put hair bows in his hair, and with Corey playing and doing crafts and whatever the case, whatever they want to do, laying on the floor with them and playing games with them, board games and all that. As a father, he made sure that they had this best and safest environment they can.
The love that he shows to people, the love that he shows to his family, shows to others, is just something to admire. It's something that, you don't see.
I know push comes to shove, he's going to always be there. I had a health scare last year, and I come walking down the hall of the hospital room, and this guy has rearranged his entire schedule to be there for my surgery. And I'm like, "Hey, you got a family. What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Where else would I be?" That's who he is. And man, I think that's the person that we have to celebrate, is the guy who never stops giving. Even when we say, "Hey, you shouldn't give anymore. Hey, what are you doing? You're crazy." I know this guy to walk into a restaurant and to see a young family, and he'll say, "Hey, I'm taking their bill." And this is before what we know now as Bishop. This is when he had little. And so now when I look at him, I stand in awe. I stand in awe.
Happy birthday, Bishop Craig L. Oliver Sr.
Happy 50th birthday, Craig.
Happy birthday, Bishop.
Brother, happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday.
I'm so proud of you. You've reached many milestones in your life.
May this year be full of joy, pleasure, and delight. And 50 is a new 30, so don't feel like it's anything wrong turning 50.
We love you. Our family loves you. I love you. And wish you 50 more plus another 50. Keep it going.
I'm telling you, I love you more than anything. And I want you to know that I celebrate with you. I celebrate your life. I celebrate the legacy that you're creating. I celebrate the faith that you have. I just celebrate you. And I just want you to know today that I love you. I love you to life. Happy birthday, Craig.